Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. We will continue our project with the Chinese reading. And we finished last time the first book, which was called Boredom, Wu Liao. And now we have a next chapter. Let's check it out together. So the first side is a little complicated, not because of the vocabulary, but it's not talking, it's describing. So what do we see here? The square is actually in another font. And we can see there is no exclamation points, no ending sentences, nothing. It's a little hard to grasp how the text form is in Chinese, but we will check it out together. As I said, the vocabulary should be clear if you watched my other videos. 名字被写在机上的人便会死去的死亡笔记。Next side. 霸气当作武器决定，一骚人监视罪恶的小念也甚悦。Let's check out the vocabulary. The first one, the name, 名字. Then we have the passive aspect, 背, to write something down. And then we have 的人. 的 makes it possession or describing something that was described prior. And then we have people, 人. People who have their name written down. And then 会死去 will die, 死去 to die. And then another 的. So we have another thing describing a second thing. So, and then we have 死亡 to die, 笔记 the notebook. So, since we have another thing describing, we have to start from the back. This is the easiest way. In Japanese, it's the same, by the way, just saying. So, the notebook which people whose name are written down or inside in English are dying, or the notebook which causes death for people whose name is written inside. This is the first part. 当作 means to regard something as, to treat something as. And then we have the object. 武器 weapon, this one here. And then 决定 to decide. So what does it mean? Treating it as a weapon and then decides. And who decides? Let's go to the last part of the line so we can see. A young person. 少年 and then the name. So a young person. Then we have 的. Then we have the word for criminals, culprits, stuff like that. Then we have 人间 zhi, in between people. And then we have to clean. So I think it's getting more clear what they want to say. So deciding, using it as a weapon to clean out the world from the criminals. Young person or teenager or young guy, and then the name. I hope you got it. It's not hard. It's just a constellation and it's a lot of the in between. So the notebook in which people whose names are written inside are going to die. First description. The young person, Ye Shengyue, who decided to use it as a weapon to swipe up or swipe off all the culprits in this world. And the next one, an apple munching spirit. Let's read. 以记精尽冷艳，判完这一切的死亡笔记提供者死生留客. So we go back on the very last one. It's the name. Death spirit or death ghost, 留客. Okay, so what is he? He is a 提供者. 提供 means actually to provide something. The zh at the end makes it a doer, a writer, a specialist, a artist. So this zh part here makes the thing we said before into a person. So the provider of the death note, 死亡笔记, 一切 means all or every or everything. And then we have the verb to see something. But it's a little interesting. Here we have 冷眼. 冷眼 means to observe something with a cold attitude, like a cold shoulder or a cold eye. It's eye here, but in English you would say with a cold shoulder. I'm not sure, but you know what I mean. So, and observing everything with a cold attitude next to him, so to speak, with the pang. It makes it like next. The provider of the death note, death spirit, Liuke. Okay, this is the first page. I think it's the hardest one. As I said, we go to the next page. 话是哪样说，你可证卖名 are talking about or having to say something. So I think he wants to say, I must say it like that. Na yang, like that. I just must say it. You really? 卖命 means to work oneself to death, to work really hard. It can also mean to work without having to. So I must say you work really yourself out. Next one. 不能浪费时间啊，留课. The only maybe unfamiliar vocabulary should be 浪费, to waste. Everything else is okay. I cannot waste time, 留课. 每天能在笔记上写名字的时间是有限的，只有从学校后来直到睡觉的时间而已。Okay, 每天 every day, 能 to must or to have to, and then we have the notebook 在 something something 上 on something, but in English we say in 写 to write 名字的时间，名字的 name, and then again 的 and 时间, which is the time. 有限 to be limited. So the time, this is the main thing we're describing in a second. So the time to write every day the names in the book, in the death note, is limited. 只有 only from school coming back 回来直到 until sleeping time again 时间 and re means that's all, nothing more. So it's only time between coming back from school to sleeping. Next one. 在学校的成绩要和以前一样，保持第一也是很重要的。Being in school 在学校的 again possession or describing. Second is the thing we need, describing. And what are we describing? 成绩, the results or the achievements. So the achievements in school, 要 is to want, but it can also mean a future aspect. 和 with 以前 before 一样 same 保持 to preserve or to protect, depends on how you say it. First, so I think he wants to say the first place or the first student or top student 也是很重要的 is also very important. So to keep the same achievements as before in school and being the top student is also very important. 上课时也不能打瞌睡，在家里和补习班也得好好学习。上课时 is the time having classes. 也不能 also cannot. And then we have the kanjis for doze off, to fall asleep. So sleeping during school time is also not a possibility. At home, 在家里 in the home, if you translate it more accurate, but at home is also fine. 和 and or with. And then we have the word for additional studies or extra lessons. 也得 also must 好好学习 to study well. So during the school time, I can also not doze off. And in home, I have to study hard during the extra lessons. Next one. 而且睡眠不足会损害健康与思考能力. And besides that, not sleeping enough, so sleeping or resting, 不足, not sufficient, 会 can or future aspect. And then we have harm, 损害, 健康. This one is something we learned quite early in studying. It's the health. Yu is another expression for and. It's like 和. 思考能力. Nengli is the ability. 思考 means to think deeply. So of course he wants to say, but not resting enough might harm my health and my concentration or my ability to think. 总之，我是要把这个人间变成没有罪恶的理想世界，有多少时间都是不够的。Let's start from behind. 时间 the time 都是不够的 is not enough. Go is enough. So Here we have a nice pattern because before he says 有多少, 多少 how much or a lot of, depends on how you use it. And then we have 都 something and 不. So I think he wants to say no matter how much time won't be enough. So this is a nice pattern you can remember. And we continue. It's always wise if you translate to orientate yourself on the 的. So here we have a 的, and then we have 理想世界, 理想 ideal world. And before the 的 we have 没有, there is no crime existing. So a perfect world without crime. And then we go to the first line. Let's see if there is something we can orientate ourselves. Let's say 把 here. 把这个人件. 把 is a grammar thing where we take an object after the 把 for emphasis, and then we change it. And this is like showing that we do something with something. You will see it in a second. This world, and then 变成 to change. And everything before 把 to sum it up, or anyhow, or in brief, 总之我是要 I want. Now you know everything. It sounds like a big word salad, but I think it's clear. Briefly said, or however, changing the world into an ideal place or world with no crime whatsoever, no matter how much time I have, it won't be enough. If you're able to translate this kind of sentence in Chinese, you can give yourself a little pat on the back. It's a long sentence with a lot of grammar, but you did it. So this is pretty cool. And the next page and the last one for today is just like a little poster, as you can see. And you will read here this little inspirational, not psychopathic at all quote. Let's read first. 决心欲手段已掌握在手. First part, 决心 means to make up one's mind, or as a noun, determination. It's a noun. It must be a noun because then we have this end part. The ü, the end, needs, at least this is how I learned it, a noun to make it like A and B and C. You know what I mean? It cannot be a verb. So determination and 手段. 手段 is method. It can also mean skill or trick, finesse. You know what I mean? So determination and method. Then we have E. I don't like this E. It can mean afterwards, it can mean already, but it can even mean to stop something. So I think it's already, because then we have 掌握, to grasp or to have in your hand or to take control, 在, to be, and 手, hand. So determination and skill, and the control is in your hand. This is how I would translate it. It's almost like already. So if you have determination and tricks or in skills, then you already have control in your hand. This is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. We are growing slowly but steady. I'm really excited to see that. If you have questions, feedback, or another translation maybe up your sleeve, please leave it in the comments below. If not, just like, subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Bye.